Hey, I got a confession. Been losing all momentum. Just because it's easy, but that don't make it better. I wanna dig my hands deep down in the dirt. Take a walk along the street if I'm feeling dessert. All of this convenience just doesn't work for me. I wanna play with fire, let me get hurt. Can we take it back to 95? Before we had this drama in our lives, just staring at the screen.
Good afternoon. Let me demask here for a minute while carrying the 40 under 40 logo. I'm Peter Stanton, publisher of the Worcester Business Journal, and one of your hosts for WBJ's annual 40 under 40 Awards. Typically, our event is held at the beautiful and historic Mechanics Hall in Worcester, where it's brimming with 500 people. There's a lot of great networking, wonderful food and drink, and it's all part of a big celebration of 40 outstanding young professionals from our community. Well, I don't need to tell you that this year is no different, except that we're doing our celebration virtually with you here today. This year's honorees are part of a select class of up-and-coming business leaders who share a commitment to business success and personal growth, along with a passion to help strengthen the communities that they live and work in. Today's winners will join a group of 800 plus other young business leaders in the Central Mass and Metro West region that have been part of a 40 under 40 class since WBJ launched the annual program back in 2000. And if you do the math, you can figure out that maybe one of our first honorees from 2000 could be close to 60 years old. So, but this class, everyone's in their 20s and 30s. So, while there are some limitations to this virtual platform, there are also some advantages, and we hope that this special celebration provides our honorees with a ceremony worthy of their many achievements. So I'm here sitting on a couch in my blue jeans, because I think most of you are also sitting at home and relax. So I want you to enjoy the party. For those of us in the studio, we've brought a few choice IPAs that are with us here, and I'm going to take this Don't Worry from Warrentown Breweries, crack it open just to set the tone. Pour not the whole thing, since I don't want to be battling the head for too long. Oh boy, that might be tough on my mustache. Anyways, want you to enjoy the show, and thank you for helping us recognize the achievements of the best and brightest business leaders under 40 in our region. Feel free to send virtual congratulations via whatever method you are watching right now by raising your hand, giving a wave or a like, or send a congratulatory message in the chat box or comment section. Worcester Business Journal's awards events are only made possible when we were able to team up with our sponsors and community partners. So I'd like to thank our longtime presenting sponsors, Bay State Savings Bank and Nichols College, and our corporate sponsors, Bank of America and Carr Financial Group. Thank you all for your continued support of this program and your deep commitment to our business community. Special thanks also go to our AV partner, Revelation, and I'm sitting in their studio right now on this couch. So without their support and technical expertise over the years, and certainly for this event, we wouldn't be able to produce the high-quality programs like this. Now, I'd like to give our presenting sponsor organizations a chance to say a few words of welcome. First, please welcome Peter Alden, the President and CEO of Bay State Savings Bank. Bay State has been a sponsor of this event for the last 6 years in a row. Peter, the floor is yours.
Good evening, all. My name is Peter Alden, and I'm the President and CEO of Bay State Savings Bank, the only mutual savings bank headquartered in Worcester since 1895. I'm proud to say that this will be the bank's 6th year as presenting sponsor of 40 under 40. On behalf of Bay State's Board of Directors, officers, and employees, I'm grateful to once again be part of this event, which spotlights our rising local business leaders. Hats off to our friends at the Worcester Business Journal for their resilience in finding a way to adapt this ceremony to reach you all in the comfort and safety of your own homes. I also want to recognize our fellow presenting sponsor, Nichols College, Dr. Susan Engelkemeyer. As always, it's a pleasure to share this opportunity and platform with you. To our honorees, bravo. I can't emphasize enough how much your dedication to local business and community means to us. For all the unpredictability that 2020 has thrown our way, your being here tonight is a shining example that good work is still being done, that quarantine does not have to cease our momentum, that a shared feeling of unity despite social distancing still resonates. Like tonight's honorees, Bay State Savings Bank is driven by forward-thinking, community-conscious leaders. We believe in supporting our customers and reinvesting in the communities where we do business. Many of our employees sit on local boards and volunteer their time to local events and initiatives. Several of our employees are past 40 under 40 winners. I want to recognize Lucas Miller, Tom Belton, Heather Belair, and Rex Mecca-Pinlack, who are all previous awardees and active leaders within our organization. For those of you familiar with our brand, you will often see Bay State's logo besides accompanying slogan, "We take banking personally." We do so to assist all of our customers with their financial needs and do so on a very individualized basis, tailoring our solutions to specific needs. From retail to commercial services and beyond, we strive to be present and adapt to what our neighbors call for now and in the future. Earlier this year, Bay State answered the call to support our city's businesses enduring financial hardship due to the impact of COVID-19. With the SBA Paycheck Protection Program, our commercial lending team processed more than 325 loans and provided over $28 million in funds for business owners. In times like these, answering the call to lead and uplift your neighbors takes strength. It takes goodwill, it takes trailblazers like tonight's 40 honorees to set the trend, which is precisely why we've come together here virtually to celebrate their gifts and contributions. To our winners, thank you for inspiring us to be the best we can be. Congratulations from all of us at Bay State Savings Bank. We wish you nothing but more success, more growth, and good health from here forward.
Thank you, Peter. And next, please welcome our longest-standing 40 under 40 sponsor, now in their 13th year supporting this event, none other than Nichols College. And here to deliver a few remarks is Dr. Susan West Engelkemeyer, the president of Nichols College.
On behalf of Nichols College, congratulations to the 40 professionals chosen in this most unusual year. From the 5 lessons in life from Dr. Seuss, one in particular stands out when I think of this group. Why fit in when you were born to stand out? And standouts you are. I've had the pleasure of being part of the sponsorship group for this event for 10 years, and every year I marvel at all you've accomplished in your short 28 to 39 years. You dedicate your spare time and talent to nonprofits and charities, ranging from the Greater Worcester Community Foundation to the United Way and the Girl Scouts. And it is evident that you understand the importance of education and being a lifelong learner. Now, being on a college campus, I, of course, had to examine your higher education background. 28 colleges, including ones in Central Mass, to the Ivy League, with degrees including MBAs and an MD. You are truly remarkable and have shown leadership in so many ways. Nichols College believes in investing in leadership. Our mission statement says, "We transform today's students into tomorrow's leaders." And that is particularly evident in the 4 40 under 40 Nichols alumni, Matthew, Nick, Michael, and David. We were ranked one of the best in the Northeast in the Princeton Review 2020 Best Colleges, region by region. And we have the 13th highest success rate nationally out of 578 selective private colleges and 8th highest success rate out of 82 New England private colleges for students achieving a higher economic status than the one they grew up in, according to a Stanford University study. So just in case you're interested, Nichols offers bachelor's degrees for adult learners and 4 graduate degrees, an MBA, a Master of Science in Organizational Leadership, a Master of Science in Accounting, and a Master of Science in Counterterrorism. I want to acknowledge Mr. Peter Stanton, publisher of the Worcester Business Journal, for creating and growing the 40 Under 40 event over the last 21 years, and in particular for adapting this year's event in ways that still truly honors your remarkable 40, but works within the confines of the pandemic. This has become Worcester County's premier celebration of young business talent and leadership. Tonight, I'm reminded of a passage in Alice in Wonderland. Alice asks the White Rabbit, "How long is forever?" And he replies, "Sometimes just 1 second." You are a group that has truly made each second count. You are truly amazing. Stay safe and healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan and Peter, for your continued partnership. And now I'd like to hand things off to WBJ's editor, Brad Kane, who will tell us a little bit about the 40 Under 40 awards and get us started with the presentations. Brad, it's all yours.
Good afternoon. WBJ's annual 40 Under 40 Awards recognizes outstanding young leaders who are shaking up the Central Mass business community and leading us into a bright future. They come from a variety of industries and may be climbing the corporate ladder or charting their own course as entrepreneurs. The selection of the 40 Under 40 every year starts in the spring with the selection of the judges. And every year, like the father that I am, I come up with the same dad joke to entice the judges to join the fray. How would you like to do a ton of work on a short deadline for no pay and almost no recognition? Surprisingly, most of all potential judges leap at the opportunity. This year, for the 21st year of the awards, WBJ received 205 nominations for 118 nominees from our local business community, resulting in a very competitive and contentious process. It's no small task for our panel of judges as they review all the nominations. So to give them their one recognition, I'd like to give a quick shout out to this year's judges. First is Melanie Bonsu, Director of Development and Marketing Communications for the Girl Scouts of Central and Western Massachusetts, and Christian McMahon, President of the Wachusett Brewing Company, and finally Emerica Kerr, Senior Director of Information Management and Analytics at Fallon Health. And much like everything with this year's awards, including this virtual ceremony, the COVID crisis threw the production of the print publication into a new reality, which of course was tons of fun for me. Before I move on to the first round of presentations of the winners, I'd like to give another shout out to the organizations who helped us create a strong awards edition despite the challenges. First is the Worcester Club, which helped us socially distance but let us shoot 35 of the winners' photo portraits at its facility, and also special thanks to Earth and Aerial Yoga in Hudson, where we took the photos of the other 5 winners. And one last thing before we get to honoring the very worthy winners. When we have the event in person, the end of this ceremony usually evolves or devolves into a big cocktail reception where I get to go around and congratulate all the winners and tell them how insanely jealous I am of all their accomplishments. We obviously can't do that this year, but let me crack a beer now and give you all the toast that you deserve for being 40 Under 40 winners. So I'm going to be drinking a good amount of foam here, apparently. This is why you pour the beer before the tape starts rolling. But you know what? I'm just going to suck it up. We're going right to the foam. So winners, again, specifically to you, looking right at all 40 of you right now. I hope wherever and however you're watching this, that even though we can't be together, that you are soaking this all in and taking a moment to reflect on your accomplishments so far. You are a big deal. It was very humbling and inspiring reading about all your achievements. So, congratulations. All right, now that the drinking is commenced, let's begin the presentations. First up is Mark Agostinelli. Promoted to Regional Vice President of the Northeast at the Davis Companies in 2017, Mark joined the executive team and took over its largest operational region, where Mark and his 3-person leadership staff manage a team of 25 in 4 different business units, totaling $18 million in revenue. Mark has been a regular at the United Way 5Ks with the Davis Impact Team, fundraised for ALS research and the Jake Maxfield Connection, and supports the 1540 Connection in Westboro's effort to bring attention to early cancer detection. Another fun fact, he's also launched his own podcast, Beers and Careers, which he produces and hosts. Now let's hear a bit more from Mark himself.
Hey everybody, Mark Agostinelli here. Just want to let everyone know I'm very pumped to be part of this year's 40 Under 40. Honored to be nominated and then to have won, and congrats to the other participants in this class, or the other awardees in this class. Pumped to be part of this, so thanks so much. In regards to what motivates me, I would say I'm super motivated by my family. I think being a role model for my children is of the utmost importance. I think that's a big thing that helps me stay motivated every day, and it doesn't hurt that I'm super competitive with myself. So I think those are the things that keep me motivated the most.
All right, keeping up with the drinking tradition, please join me in our Beers and Careers host, a virtual toast, and congratulations to Mark Agostinelli. All right, our next winner is Tracy Baldelli. As an Associate Director of Development at WPI, Tracy's track record of success make asking for money look easy. Senior class gift campaign goals were exceeded in all 4 years she ran the program, and she's developed a 5-year implementation plan for a culture of campus-wide philanthropy. Tracy has taken her fundraising skills out into the community as well. As a board member of the Boys and Girls Club of Worcester, well, she helped fundraise more than $150,000 in its first ever fundraising gala. You'll also find her volunteering as a WPI campus advocate and as alumni ambassador at her alma mater, Assumption University, where she's also on the President's Council. She's also a member of the Women in Development of Central Massachusetts and the Young Professional Women's Association of Worcester. Let's hear a bit more from Tracy herself.
I'm so excited to be a member of this year's class. Although looking a little different, a big congratulations to all of my colleagues. And again, just really excited to be here. In terms of 10 years from now, I definitely see myself more rooted, owning a home, having a family, most definitely staying engaged in the community, volunteering with local organizations. My advice to the next generation would be to find out who you are and really own that. I think that people will never always understand you, so just make sure you know who you are and really be honest with yourself and embrace that, because I think it's really important. On my COVID playlist.
All right, thank you, Tracy. Let's all give a virtual high five and congratulations to Tracy Baldelli. That was my virtual high five. I hope you all doing that into the screen with me. But let's move on to our next winner. That is Alex Bartholomew. As Senior Vice President and Chief Investment Officer at Bartholomew & Company, Alex has played a critical role in the financial and planning firm's growth. Over the decade plus that he's been there, client assets have grown by more than $2 billion, and the firm's employee count has more than doubled. Through his years with the firm, he's done it all, from building a proprietary accounting report engine to managing the firm's information technology systems. I understood 3 words in this. His charitable work includes serving on the advisory council to the College of Arts and Sciences at his alma mater, Bryant University, a corporator for the Greater Worcester Community Foundation, and serving on Preservation Worcester's Endangered Structures Committee. Now let's hear a bit more from Alex.
First of all, I want to thank everyone for the honor and the award of being named 2020 40 Under 40. It's certainly been an historic year, and this has been a historic accomplishment for me at my age. So I want to start off by saying thank you again, and thank you to all my friends, family, colleagues that have supported me along the way. One of the strengths that I think I've learned about myself over my career is really something that I would say used to be a weakness that I worked on very hard and have tried to turn into a strength. And that is just simply communicating well with others. Whether that's communicating with people that I work with, both senior than me or working on my team, but also communicating with clients and prospects, learning what it is that people are trying to accomplish, what they're trying to say, and helping them achieve those goals.
All right, let's all give it up for Alex Bartholomew. All right, moving right along, we have Bryan Casaceli. Before Bryan Casaceli even began his career with the law firm Merrick O'Connell as a labor and employment attorney, he stood out as a top student. At Stonehill College, he graduated magna cum laude, and at Suffolk University Law School, he raised the bar to summa cum laude, and was also celebrated as a distinguished oral advocate and the top bankruptcy law student. In his 6+ years at Myrick, he's made a mark for himself writing and lecturing on employment litigation matters, including a law blog series aimed at the state's booming craft brewing industry. He's presented on the coronavirus pandemic's effect on the workplace and led the firm's summer associate program for the past 3 years. In addition to his day job, Bryan provides pro bono legal services to a partnership between Community Legal Aid and UMass Memorial Healthcare. Now, let's hear a bit more from Bryan.
I'd like to start by thanking the Worcester Business Journal for this terrific recognition. I do consider it a privilege to be included in this year's class, 2020, of the Worcester Business Journal's 40 Under 40. It's great. My advice for the next generation, and certainly my advice, I know there's a lot of thoughts and opinions out there, so this certainly isn't the end-all be-all, but just to strive for excellence. And I think in that respect, I would encourage the younger generation to be committed to continuously improving in whatever field or profession that they decide to choose to pursue. And I think that if they do that, they'll put themselves in a great position to become an integral part of that profession.
All right, let's everyone join me in giving a summa cum laude cheer for Bryan Casaceli. All right, next up we have the local celebrity, Sarah Connell Sanders. Sarah Connell Sanders wears many hats. She's a champion for the city of Worcester, a dedicated public school educator, and a prolific journalist and media specialist. Sarah writes weekly about important social issues like sexual misconduct, policing, the wage gap, and urban development. She co-launched the podcast called Pop It, a show dedicated to women's voices that has more than 80 episodes with more than 16,000 downloads. She's also directed the TEDx event at the Hanover Theater for Performing Arts in 2015, which has amassed more than 1.7 million views on YouTube. And she serves as a media consultant for multiple nonprofits. Sarah put her muscle behind the Worcester Public Library's $4.3 million campaign and helped raise more than $30,000 for the revitalization of the James Corville Arboretum in Auburn. She's also on the Powwow Worcester Sponsorship Committee, which has helped secure funds for more than 100 public art installations. And now, let's hear a bit from Sarah herself.
Hi, so my name is Sarah Connell Sanders. I am so grateful to be included. I think it's amazing that public educator is a part of this group, and I'm also a freelance writer in the city of Worcester. A lot of my work centers around working with Worcester's youth, and I grew up here, so that's important to me. I guess my best advice is do it yourself. If there's something missing, arrive first. Be the first one to do it yourself. And that's an amazing feeling. For me, definitely, it struck a chord with me, or it really irked me that there were no women on the radio in this city. You know, we're the second largest city in New England, and all of the talk radio shows with a consistent host are hosted by men. And it was driving me crazy. And so I said, I'm just gonna do it. And I asked my friend Molly O'Connor, who I'm sure will be on this list in a couple of years, if she would help co-host with me. And now we've been working to elevate women's voices through our podcast and radio show, which is called Pop It. And the support from the community has been incredible.
For her passion and commitment to important social issues and our community, let's all give it up for the great Sarah Connell Sanders. All right, our next winner, Julie Creedon Linton. Creedon & Company is a family affair, and company vice president Julie Creedon Linton first jumped in the family catering business in high school. During her tenure, she's been an event party planner, worked on countless weddings, has run the company's test division as well as the concession stand for the Worcester Braveheart and the Nashua Silver Knights, cousin operations of the Creedon family business. She's on the board of the Massachusetts arm of the American Rental Association and has served as its president and as regional director for the group's national office. Julie also makes time to volunteer for the donor registry, Be the Match, and is an active member of the Central Massachusetts Young Professionals Organization. Let's hear a bit more from Julie.
I am happy to be recognized and included in this group made up of admirable people. My advice for the next generation of leaders would be present, make real relationships, be respectful, put a genuine effort into all that you do, and difficult times really put life into perspective.
Please join me in congratulating the fabulous Julie Creedon Linton. Moving right down the alphabet, we have Kayla Daly. Kayla Daly delivers therapeutic services through art, music, and counseling to all ages and cognitive levels as founder and owner of the Worcester Center for Expressive Therapies. Her company provides therapeutic groups for the Mercy Center in Worcester and runs the Healthy Minds for Healthy Lives program in conjunction with the Rainbow Early Childhood Development Center. She's also published A Day at the Fair, an album of original children's songs written for therapy, and serves on the New England Regional American Music Therapy Association board, volunteers at St. Vincent Cancer and Wellness Center, and performs at nonprofit fundraising events. She won the Woman in Action Small Business and Entrepreneur Award in 2018. And of course, in her thousands of hours of spare time, on top of all of that, Kayla is working towards her PhD in clinical music therapy at Temple University, while also teaching at Lesley University in Cambridge. Now let's hear what this very impressive winner has to say.
I just want to say thank you so much to the Worcester Business Journal for this award, this honor. Congratulations to all the other awardees. And I would have to say the most influential person, I'm a huge fan of Mary Shelley. As a feminist, as a philosopher, as an author, I felt that Frankenstein was just one of the most amazing books that I had ever read as a young person, questioning philosophies on life and meaningfulness and how we have a responsibility to really share with each other these questions and ask more questions and be lifelong learners.
For her drive and creative spirit, let's give a virtual high five or virtual high 10 to Kayla Daly. Now we have Kareem Al-Gamal. He started out as a founder, drummer, and money guy for a band called The Delegates from 1999 to 2006, which made 3 albums and sold 10,000 records, performing across Canada and the United States. Kareem Al-Gamal is now co-owner and finance head of 3 of Hudson's most notable food and drink establishments, the Rail Trail Flatbread Company, New City Micro Creamery, and the Speakeasy Bar Less Than Greater Than. As the manager of the company's finances, Kareem is an open book, giving employees a share in the profits and using a unique management system that teaches financial literacy. Kareem is also a founding member and vice president of the Hudson Business Improvement District, which has used small tax surcharges on property owners to help fund Arts Fest, sidewalk dining, and a central website for the Hudson Business District. Now, let's hear a bit from Kareem.
Hey, what an honor to be a recipient of this year's award, class of 2020. It's an unusual year, and nonetheless, I feel great about it. I really want to send my appreciation to my partners, Michael and Jason, and the team, for whom I would not be here without their input and their help with everything that we do. So what's my favorite part of my job? Favorite part of my job is the fact that we get to see our customers on a regular basis coming in a time when they're basically in a good mood, kicking off the shoes, having a meal with friends or family, and to be a part of that on a regular basis is very rewarding and making sure they have that experience that they want every time.
Our sincerest congratulations go out to the multi-talented Kareem Al-Gamal. Our next 40 under 40 is Fuad Al-Numir. Fuad Al-Numir, an executive vice president at the Nuria Energy Corporation in Worcester, which owns 137 convenience stores, 53 car washes, and supplies fuel to more than 150 independent gas stations. He began his career there as an intern in 2010 and has steadily risen through the ranks. With his millennial and analytic perspective, he has modernized the operations and helped rebrand the business and its culture under its 4 pillars: educate, empower, inspire, and incentivize. He's helped increase both profits and efficiency, and under Fuad's leadership, Nuria's wholesale and real estate development departments have become a leading brand, competing with top national companies. During the COVID-19 crisis, FUAD has helped implement initiatives supporting the Central Mass community, including increasing employee wages and donating bags of food and beverages to charitable organizations, first responders, and medical facilities. Please join me in giving a virtual high five to Fuad Al-Namir. Next up, we have Bryan Gammons. As a senior environmental scientist, Bryan Gammons is dedicated to making the world and his community a safer and healthier place to live. In his job at Ty & Bond in Worcester, he works on projects centered around ensuring environmental sustainability and well-being. Bryan is a senior scientist and project manager, currently focused on managing soil and groundwater during construction activities at the Reactory Biomanufacturing Campus in Worcester. He's been involved in remediating an historic commercial lot in Dover, New Hampshire, while he helped successfully procure public funding to remove 3,000 tons of petroleum-impacted soil. In the community, Bryan volunteers at the Worcester Ecotarium, where he cultivates enthusiasm for children's STEM programs. Now let's hear a few words from Bryan.
I just want to thank the Worcester Business Journal for being nominated 40 under 40. It's quite an honor. My favorite part of the job is seeing a project from the infancy where most of our sites have heavy levels of oil and hazardous wastes. And throughout the life of the project, we work with the Mass DEP, EPA, and our clients to help clean up these projects. My favorite part is at the end when the sites are cleaned up and that we make it a safe environment for both the people and the environment. It's very rewarding to see that and to know that you made a difference.
All right, let's give a hearty congratulations to Bryan Gammons. All right, that's it from me. I'm going to hand it back off to Peter Alden, president of Bay State Savings Bank, who will introduce the next set of honorees.
Thanks, Brad. Our next honoree is Arpa Gonzalez. Arpa Gonzalez is a Medicare sales compliance and agent oversight manager at Fallon Health, and someone who makes celebrating cultural differences a priority. She's on Fallon's Council of Cultural Competency, helping to develop and implement cultural educational programs for the Worcester Company's 1,200 employees. She has also played a key role in launching Fallon Tree of Diversity, an interactive company-wide initiative to showcase the many backgrounds of its workforce. In the community, she shares her talents by lending her vocal and writing abilities to local music and video studio open to musical artists and kids with special needs. Opera also serves as a parent volunteer at Vernon Hill Elementary School, has also helped out at the Elm Park Community School Food Pantry, and worked with Elm Park students as part of Mary Keefe after-school art program, as well as put her shoulder to work for working for Worcester, an initiative building playgrounds and recreational space across the city. Let's hear a bit more from Arpa herself.
I want to first off say thank you for this recognition. It's an honor. It means a lot to me. What's something that I'm most passionate about? I would say my faith in God. I was raised believing in the power of prayer and reading the Bible. And although I have great respect for other cultures and I'm not very religious myself, I do believe that I've made it this far because of my strong belief in God. And I do believe that with God, all things are possible.
Join me in a big virtual congratulations for the fabulous Arpa Gonzalez. Alex Guardiola. As Director of Government Affairs and Public Policy at the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce, Alex Guardiola utilizes his law degree and experience to help the Worcester community. He has played a major role in assisting local businesses in navigating the complexities of the federal Paycheck Protection Program loans, which also helping businesses reopen and provide legal assistance. Prior to joining the Chamber, he worked for the Massachusetts Attorney General's Office as Inspector in the Business and Labor Protection Bureau, and has worked investigating medical fraud for Commonwealth Medicine, a program run through UMass Medical School in Worcester. You can also find him out and about lending a hand in the community as a board member of UInc, the Worcester Regional Food Hub, and the Worcester Education Collaborative. He also volunteers at the Friendly House, the Vernon Hill Crime Watch, his church, and local food pantries. Let's hear from Alex.
I want to thank the Worcester Business Journal for the recognition. I am humbled and honored to be part of such a well-rounded and extraordinary group of recipients. Although I've had many influential people in my life, from teachers, coaches, bosses, the common denominator has always been my mother. I am the man she raised. She has always been tough on me for my own good. She has believed in me every step of the way. She raised me to be confident, respectful, and compassionate. Family has always been the number one priority between my mother, my brother, and I. Without them, I would never have achieved any of this.
For his commitment to helping local businesses in our community, let's give a big high five to Alex Guardiola. Abed Hamid. As the environmental health and safety leader at Carl's Stores Endovision in Charlton, Abed Hamid has helped reduce the company's annual industrial waste by 43 tons and overseen a 3-year 50% reduction in occupancy injury rates. During the pandemic, he has helped the company develop safety protocols for essential employees, including for social distancing, hygiene and facilities disinfection, wellness screening, and PPE. Abed likes to spend his time on the manufacturing floor working on continuous improvement team projects to upgrade job tasks and standard operating procedures. In addition to being a real difference maker to 600 Carl Stores employees, he also lends a hand to the company's community service events, including endurance runs and initiatives supporting the United Way's Tri-County and the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute of Boston. Let's hear a few words from Abed.
Hi, everyone. I want to thank everybody for continuing this awesome tradition through a very difficult and exceptional year. You know, it's an honor to be on this list on any year, but definitely this year, it's a special honor. So one thing I learned about myself during this pandemic is how much I appreciated family quality time. Even though, you know, almost all of it was virtual, it definitely got me through emotionally and mentally through these uncertain times, especially at the beginning of the pandemic. So that was something that I relearned about myself.
A true team player, let's give a virtual high five to Abed. Robyn Kennedy. Robyn Kennedy is a tireless advocate for equality, dedicating both her personal and professional life to eliminating racism and empowering women. She's Associate Executive Director for Mission, Program, and Community Impact at the YWCA Central Massachusetts, where she's worked with other area nonprofits to establish a shelter for unaccompanied homeless women without a safe place to stay. With the pandemic in our midst, in just a matter of days, the group found a space, secured supplies, and established a hot meal delivery train for more than 30 women who stayed in the shelter during its 2.5 months of operation. As a 5-time runner of the Boston Marathon, Robyn showed her commitment to bettering the lives of those around her by raising funds and awareness for organizations close to her heart, including the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, the racial equality work at the YWCA, and the Purple Promise Foundation to end melanoma. She's also involved in a number of community organizations, including the Youth Violence Prevention Network, Worcester Together, the Downtown Worcester Business Improvement District Association, and others. Let's hear from Robyn herself.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the introduction, and I am both honored and humbled to be recognized by the Worcester Business Journal, by my colleagues and friends who nominated me, and by the community that I am so grateful to be a part of here in Worcester. I'm also blessed to work with a phenomenal team of fearless leaders and local heroes who, in the past several months, as our community struggled with an unprecedented crisis, showed up every day to do their jobs, to serve the vulnerable families and children in our community and young adults who we have the privilege to work with every day, showed up for them, showed up for each other, supported each other, and oftentimes were asked to do things differently, to do things that we had not planned to ever have to do before, but they did, and I am so honored to be able to work with them.
For her fierce commitment to economic and social justice for society's most vulnerable populations and her dedication to the empowerment of women and families, let's give it up for Robyn Kennedy. Matthew Krumsiek. As the managing partner and founder of the business and tax advisory practice Krumsiek and Associates, Matthew Krumsiek helps companies think outside of the box strategies to help improve revenue. His practice serves around 1,000 clients, including 300 small to mid-sized businesses in the Central Mass area. The firm has helped many small businesses grow and advised 18 startup companies with multi-million-dollar sales. In 2015, Matthew published the book, The Wretched Road to Success, detailing top management and business theories. An active alum, Matthew is a member of the Nichols College Board of Advisory, where he leads a mentorship program partnering accounting majors with working professionals. He's also on the board for the Corridor 495 Chamber of Commerce, and is a treasurer of the Massachusetts Center for Civic Education. And his firm supports the Community Harvest Project in North Grafton, growing food and donating it to local food banks. Let's hear a few words from Matthew.
I sincerely appreciate everyone at the WBJ for the honor. Thank you very much. I'm thrilled to share this prestigious accomplishment with all the members of the 40 Under 40 for 2020. So the absolute favorite part of my job is the ability to make a positive difference in the lives of many of our clients. I mean, having the ability to kind of get that fulfilling feeling that you've actually helped somebody, whether through resolving tax conflicts, whether providing timely advice for their growth, or even the ability to organize for a better future. Being a strategic part of our client's success has been an ongoing inspiration for me, my firm, and what we're all about.
Let's give a hearty virtual congratulations to Matthew Krumsiek. Congratulations to all. Cheers.
All right, thank you very much, Peter. And next, I'd like to bring back Dr. Susan West Engelkemeyer, president of Nichols College, to introduce our next round of 40 Under 40 winners.
Our next honoree is Kelsey Lamoureux, a former Peace Corps volunteer in Morocco. Kelsey has been continuing her good works as the director of the Worcester Jobs Fund for the City of Worcester and Mass Hire Central Region Workforce Board. She has helped leverage $900,000 in funding for the Worcester Jobs Fund, attracting an additional $700,000 from outside sources. And she has been instrumental in implementing over a dozen job training programs across multiple occupations and industries in response to shifting labor market demands. She is also part of job outreach and training programs within construction and truck driving, serving traditionally underrepresented populations, including women and people of color. As a volunteer, Kelsey provides English tutoring for adults through the Literacy Volunteers of Greater Worcester and is a member of the Worcester Stitchers for Health, having sewn 1,000 cloth face masks as a family to donate to health and community organizations. Now let's hear from Kelsey.
I feel very honored to be recognized as one of this year's 40 Under 40 recipients, and want to thank my coworkers, friends, and family for all the support they've given me throughout my journey. In 10 years, I hope to still be engaging in workforce development initiatives. This field brings together education, economic advancement, and community support to meet the ever-changing demands of the local labor market. It's a field that gives me the opportunity to continuously learn about new occupations and meet new connections in the public and private spheres. For me, the most motivational part is working with individuals. Seeing how a job training program can transform someone's opportunities for economic success gives me the motivation to keep working each day.
Please give a big virtual congratulations for an amazing go-getter, Kelsey Lamoureux. Emmanuel Larbi. Emmanuel Larbi, co-founder and CEO of Accra Girls, a Ghanaian restaurant, as well as Accra LLC in Worcester. He was 7 years old when his family immigrated from Ghana in 2002, but he has always had the entrepreneurial spirit. While his highly successful restaurant opened in 2017, this year he added a smaller second location at the newly opened Worcester Public Market, showcasing the cuisine of one of the city's largest immigrant groups in a highly visible location. As the pandemic took hold, Emmanuel helped feed frontline workers in Worcester and Boston. When he's not running the restaurants, Emmanuel is enrolled in Harvard University's Business Analytics program, shifting career trajectories from his previous work as a cancer researcher at Tufts Medical Center in Boston. He is also a volunteer for Worcester State University's Office of Multicultural Affairs, helping to create entrepreneurial opportunities for youth and people of color. And he's on the founding committee for Entrepreneurs for All Greater Worcester, a new program bringing economic opportunities to underserved communities through entrepreneurship. Let's hear from Emmanuel.
Hi, my name is Emmanuel Larbi, and I'm so very much honored to be a part of this year's 40 Under 40. Just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, believe in yourself, because at the end of the day, it begins with you. If you're going to accomplish anything, if you're going to achieve anything, it starts with yourself. If you believe in yourself, nobody can deter you from where you're trying to go. So one thing that I'm very adamant about is just belief, just have faith.
For his entrepreneurial spirit and success, let's give a big thumbs up for Emmanuel Larbi. Dr. Jennifer Litchfield. Dr. Jennifer Litchfield is an assistant dean at Becker College for the School of Nursing and Health Sciences in Worcester and the college's nurse administrator. She has helped bring in notable scholarships to the small private school, including a $150,000 grant for a simulation lab for the School of Nursing and scholarships for 2 nursing students. Prior to her higher ed career, Jennifer had spent much of her career as a registered nurse at both UMass Memorial Medical Center and Reliant Medical Group. As the mother of a 10-year-old girl and a 7-year-old boy, she is also heavily involved in her community, serving on her children's school systems equity and anti-racism committee, co-leading her daughter's Girl Scout Juniors troop, and volunteering for the United Way of Central Massachusetts as a member of the Women's Initiative, an advocacy group working toward positive change for girls. Let's hear a few words from Jennifer.
I'd like to thank the Worcester Business Journal. I'm honored to be part of the class of 2020. My favorite part of my role as Assistant Dean is nurturing future nursing students. As a graduate of Becker with my ASN in 2006, I can fully understand the time commitment and the rigorous programming for the students. I love supporting nursing and supporting our students with the resources we have available on campus. The students by far are my favorite part of my job.
Congratulations to the fabulous Dr. Jennifer Litchfield. Dr. Sean Lorden. Sean started Concierge Physical Therapy of Sutton less than 5 years ago without a physical space of its own. Yet he was able to triple gross revenue from his first year to his third and add 5 full-time doctors to his staff, and today employs more than 20 people. Not surprisingly, the company has plans for a second location next year. His charitable side is just as impressive. Concierge Physical Therapy donates 10% of gross revenues to local nonprofits. Sean is a steering committee member and sponsor of UMass Memorial Healthcare's Winter Ball, a volunteer and sponsor of Girls on the Run Worcester County and the March of Dimes. His firm also supports the CASA Project of Worcester County, the Rainbow Child Development Center, and the Boys and Girls Club of Worcester. Let's hear a bit more from Sean.
Thank you, everybody, for the honor of the 40 Under 40 award, and just so blessed and humbled by this unique opportunity, and just want to say thanks to start. I am most passionate about helping people, and that's what drove me into physical therapy in the first place. And the whole reason why I started Concierge Physical Therapy is so that I could help more people and get the word out and just spread great care. Really is what I'm trying to do, and that's my life's mission.
Let's give a virtual high five and congratulations to Dr. Sean Lorden. Nicholas Lynch. As Assistant VP and Mortgage Sales Manager at Webster 5 Cents Savings Bank in Auburn, Nicholas Lynch has led Webster 5's residential lending team to nearly double loan volume from the time he joined in 2015. As part of his strong commitment to developing his team and helping customers achieve the dream of owning a home, Nicholas has helped create a junior mortgage loan originator program. A lifelong Auburn resident, he's been an Auburn Town Meeting member for the past 6 years and serves on the town's planning board and zoning bylaw review committee. In addition, Nick serves on the Nichols College Alumni Board of Advisors and is a professional development committee member for the Real Estate Association of Central Massachusetts, where he works closely with new real estate professionals. Let's hear what Nick has to say.
Thank you. I'm very honored to be recognized alongside such a distinguished group of people. What's my favorite part about my job? On a daily basis, I assist clients with the financing of where they'll raise their children, celebrate holidays, birthdays, amongst other major life events. And I can't express how thankful that I am to be entrusted with that responsibility and how great it feels on a daily basis to be able to do that.
Congratulations to this hometown star, Nicholas Lynch. Congratulations again to you all. I toast in your honor.
Thank you, Susan. Now I'd like to introduce one of our corporate sponsors, Richard Carr of Carr Financial Group, a former 40 Under 40 winner who will introduce our next set of honorees. Richard, you're on.
Thank you, Peter. Our next honoree is Lora Markova. From Europe to Dubai, Lora Markova has found a home in central Massachusetts. A former magazine editor, TV news reporter, and marketing director, she is best known for her work with Marlboro Economic Development Corporation as the Director of Marketing and Communications from 2013 to 2020. She managed its 2019 rebranding and helped attract a number of new businesses to the city's downtown. Lora is the owner of Earth and Aerial Yoga. No matter where she is or what the work is, she's always fully committed to her community and is determined to rise to the top. Let's hear a bit from Lora herself.
I want to thank the Worcester Business Journal for this incredible honor. I am so thankful to have been chosen to be part of the 40 Under 40 class of 2020, just in time before I actually turned 40. So thank you so much, and congratulations to all the other winners. You're all amazing, and I can only aspire to be as amazing as you. The thing that I'm most passionate about, and there's quite a few things actually, but there are things that I'm really passionate about are equality and equal treatment for everybody, equal opportunity for everybody to do and be whatever they want. I think that's really important, especially in this day and age. And it is something that I continuously am very vocal about with family, friends, and everyone that will listen and talk about that. Other things that I really am passionate about, and I guess that goes without saying, seeing as I'm a yoga studio owner, but physical and mental well-being. I think people are really busy these days and there's so much stress going on, and we tend to forget to really take care of our bodies and our minds. And I think that if there's anything that I can pass on to the world, it is to try to take care of ourselves a little bit better, whether that's by eating more healthy food or by taking time out of the day to really just de-stress and take a breath and just relax and find a way to live a positive life in a world where that might be a little bit difficult these days.
Please join me in a virtual toast and congratulations to Lora Markova. Kate Marquis, whether it's farming or forestry, Kate Marquis has proven you can develop quite a career in the great outdoors. Kate has been the chair of the Massachusetts Tree Farm Program, taught forestry to local Boy Scouts, and held seminars at Babson College, Wellesley College, and Brandeis University. And just this year has opened 2 businesses, Lilac and Oak, a flower farm in New Braintree, and forestry business in North Brookfield. Lilac and Oak also grows native trees for nonprofit in Greater Boston that plants them around the city. Now let's hear from Kate.
Hi, my name is Kate, and I'm very excited to be part of this year's 40 Under 40 class. The thing I enjoy the most about my job is getting to enjoy nature at its most basic level with landowners, both with forest landowners and with people who enjoy flowers, stopping at my flower farm.
Join me in giving a big shout from the treetops for Kate Marquis. Our next honoree is Abigail Mathews. Focused on providing care to students throughout the Worcester Public Schools, Abigail Mathews is a senior leader at the Edward M. Kennedy Community Health Center and a critical member of the team that kept services being delivered during the early days of the pandemic. When Abigail is not managing the public school program, she is caring for patients as a nurse practitioner, or she's helping the center's administrative functions as the assistant medical director. Abigail is dedicated to the community and her patients, and wearing a number of hats, she helps the center's critical function of providing good health care to our region's disadvantaged residents. Let's hear a bit from Abigail herself.
Firstly, I want to thank everybody for this recognition, particularly during 2020 when it's really important to have things to celebrate and feel good about. It's nice to celebrate and feel good, so thank you so much. What am I passionate about? I remember dreading this question on college applications many years ago. Today, I can say the honest answer is healthcare and healthy living. I'm serious about the pursuit of equity in healthcare for all and in eliminating healthcare disparities, many of which have been laid all the more bare by the pandemic we're in right now.
Please join me in congratulating Abigail Mathews. Our next honoree is Michael Matros. Michael Matros joined the fire department after 9/11 and has never left, committing his life to serving his community as a first responder and supporting the first responder community on a national level. This Nichols College grad is also a natural entrepreneur, having started Red Line Gear Cleaning, a company that's mission is to keep first responders safe and help reduce the rate of cancer through deeply cleaning their equipment. His dedication to first responders also led him to found the Heroes Cup Foundation, which involves over 110 teams from across the country and raises more than $1 million per year for first responders. Now let's hear a bit from Michael himself.
How you doing? I'm Mike Matros. Honored to be receiving the 40 Under 40 award and very happy to be here. Unfortunately, I wish we could all meet in person, and the biggest advice I would give any up-and-coming star is the same advice my professor gave me, is do what you love and you won't work a day in your life. So I take that to the core and to the overtime, if you will. I can honestly say I love everything I do, every one of my jobs, and love what you do because, life's too short. Really enjoy it.
For his incredible dedication to his community and its safety, give a big response to Michael Matros. Our next honoree is Jason Muse. Jason Muse's career at Hanover Insurance has been nearly all smooth sailing and a meteoric rise through the ranks. Starting in the Massachusetts Middle Market Group, he was promoted to a specialized position in Hanover's Marine Market and then again to head up the nationwide Marine Advantage Unit. Eventually returning to Worcester as Marine Manager, Jason became Assistant Vice President of Marine Underwriting in 2018 and was again promoted to Chief Underwriting Office for the Marine Department this past December. Driven by his dedication to the Hanover's values, Jason continues to represent and lead, as well as an active role as coach for his kids and a supporter of the United Way. Now let's hear from Jason himself.
I'd like to first say thank you to the Worcester Business Journal, all this year's sponsors and judges, and congratulate all the other 40 Under 40 winners. As I've grown in my career, a strength that I've discovered about myself is the ability to work with others. I've always been a strong communicator, yet the more I've achieved in my career, the more I've realized the key to organizational success is being able to collaborate with others. One piece of advice for the next generation of leaders is to be a good listener. You will not have all the answers, so being able to listen to others and seek their opinion is key to success.
Congratulations and a big virtual applause for Jason Muse. So congratulations to all the winners again. I'm thrilled to be part of this event again. It's one of my favorite parts of the year. albeit a different year. We've all faced different types of challenges this year, professionally and personally, and certainly as a community. But it is inspiring to see so many young people who have risen to the levels of success they have. And success isn't defined by a monetary amount or a specific career path. Success is measured differently by everybody, but each of you in your own way has achieved that level of success. So I'd like to toast you and all you've accomplished so far, and more importantly, the future is bright and there's much more that you'll accomplish ahead. Best wishes and good luck.
Thank you, Richard. Great job. And next, another one of our corporate sponsors, John Tanasha of Bank of America, to introduce our next set of honorees. John, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Peter. It's an honor to be a lead supporter for the 40 Under 40. And at Bank of America, we are very proud to recognize a number of key leaders in our community and to be part of this tremendous celebration as we move into the 2020 and 2021. We are honored to be a part of this great celebration. So with that said, let's move into recognizing some of our key honorees. I'd like to start off with Marie Paterzo. Marie is a valued resource to every client she serves as a financial planner, and she has worked for Bank of America since she was 18, and this marks her 20th year of helping people, providing expert financial guidance and support. And her community contributions are as impressive as her financial planning skills. Marie is a member of the speaker committee at the Metro West Women's Conference, social media and website management chair at the Hopkinton's Women's Club, and a member of the steering committee at the Worcester Chamber Power of Women, just to name a few of her volunteer endeavors. Let's hear it directly from Marie herself.
I want to start by saying thank you to my colleagues, my community members, and my friends for nominating me. It is truly an honor to receive this award. I know many 40 Under 40 alumni, and they do amazing things in the fields that they're in and in the community still. And I look forward to continuing my journey to serving my clients in my community. I've been asked to share a strength that I've discovered about myself in my career. Over the years of serving local families and business owners with their finances, I feel a strength that I have is to take a complex financial situation or solution and to make it easy to understand and easy to implement. People lead busy lives. They have families or work, and in today's environment, sometimes they're managing both at the same time. And so it's important to help make it easy to understand so that clients could take action and put their money in the market or know how and when to take it out in a tax efficient way so that they can achieve their financial goals, like, you know, saving for education, starting a business, saving for a wedding, and even retiring. I truly enjoy helping people save for their financial goals.
Please join me for a virtual toast to Marie Paterzo. Amy Peacock. As the company's CFO, Amy Peacock has devoted herself to helping Flexcom transform as an organization. And as a result, the company recently delivered the most profitable fiscal year in 2 decades, helping the company shift from managing by objectives to servant leadership. She engaged Flexcon's 750 employees by focusing on respect and continued improvement. Amy also supports Flexcon's relationship with its community, working on the company's alliance with Spencer East Brookfield School District. Outside of Flexcon, Amy mentors women in the business, including local colleges. Now, a few words from Amy.
Thank you for including me as part of the class of 40 Under 40 for 2020. I'm humbled and honored to be included in this prestigious award, and I just want to congratulate all the other fellow honorees. So thank you very much. As I've grown in my career, one of the strengths that I've discovered about myself is my ability to be a servant leader. So at the beginning of my career, I was very focused on my own personal ability to grow and enhance in my career. And as I've grown, I've really realized it's really important to understand other people's needs. before considering my own. So as I do this, it really helps lead and grow trust and responsibility, as well as engagement with team members, coworkers, customers, and suppliers. So this truly has given me a sense of accomplishment and has led to me becoming a much stronger leader than I was in my previous roles.
Let's give our best virtual cheer for Amy Peacock. Catherine Pearson. Catherine Pearson, throughout her career, has prioritized veterans in her community. As a senior manager of client services, she helps a large staff ensure veterans and their families have access to needed services like employment opportunities, training, and housing. She has a great acumen for identifying grant opportunities and how to leverage them for our organization and clients. Catherine also volunteers at other veteran organizations, including Homeward Vets. She has co-led veterans outreach into community engagement and been on the Council of Service Agencies. Now let's hear from Catherine.
Hi, I'm really excited to be here. I am really honored to be part of the Worcester Business Journal's 40 Under 40 class of 2020. So congratulations, everyone. I'm really excited to be here. My advice to the next generation of leaders is to always be continuously learning. It's really important to be open-minded, to grow as a person and in your community, listen to people, and always keep an open mind as you learn.
Please give a big salute to Catherine Pearson. Tom Plunkett. Tom started working in the cannabis industry in 2016. In a few years, made a huge impact. He led the growth of 2 production facilities with a large third planned later this year at Sierra Naturals. He has created wholesale programs that places Sierra's products in 70% of the dispensaries in Massachusetts. When the pandemic arrived, he led Sierra initiatives to manufacture more than 200 gallons of hand sanitizer that the company then was able to donate to frontline workers. The company's donation also included 16,000 gloves and more than 500 masks. Tom also finds time to volunteer for multiple organizations in his community, as well as leading Sierra outreach to several nonprofits in Greater Milford. For his entrepreneurial spirit and success, congratulations, Tom Plunkett. Karen Pucapino. Pandemic or not, Karen Pucapino supports her community through her work at the Family Health Center of Worcester, an agency that serves more than 29,000 Greater Worcester neediest residents. As patient service supervisor, Karen is central to the center's operation, and she has had to crank it up to a whole nother level with the pandemic. She oversees a multilingual staff of 39, providing care for immigrants, refugees, and adults through the use of medical interpreters and understanding the unique needs of her patients. Let's hear directly from Karen herself.
I am thrilled and honored to be here, and I want to thank the community. I want to thank Doug Krapser for nominating me, and extremely blessed and honored to be here. I wanted to just quickly take this opportunity and thank my coworkers, my team, Family Health Center, our leadership, and of course, God above first, and my family, my husband, my kids, who's been very supportive throughout my entire life, and I can't thank them enough. Life, it's been amazing with them, and it's been a great journey working at Family Health Center. What I've learned during this pandemic is that not only that I've kind of figured out that I touch my face more than I could possibly think of, but I really appreciate the small things that in life. I've been looking at things in very different perspective, and so that really gives us more of in depth of what we are and what we can get out of life.
For her commitment to the health and safety of our community, please give it up to Karen Pucapino. And congratulations to all. Tremendous work and outstanding effort.
Thank you, John. And next, Tanya Quinn. Tanya Quinn started working at a credit union when she was 19 and has worked her way up in the financial services industry ever since. Having joined Fidelity Bank in 2017 to manage its call center, she was soon promoted to supervise the center's move to a full-service office last year. Tanya was then promoted to branch manager, and her client care team was recognized by the bank with its annual Role Model Award. As a single mother of 2 daughters, Tanya is still able to connect to her community through the Athol Orange Rotary Club, the North Quabbin Chamber of Commerce. Now, let's hear from Tanya herself.
Hi, thank you all. I am truly honored to be part of this year's 40 Under 40 class. The one thing that I have learned about myself this year and throughout this quarantine is that I really can adapt to most situations. I think that, you know, I've learned to work from home. I've learned to help my kids through school, and it's really been an amazing experience for me to learn that about myself. I have also learned that I still don't have enough time to do laundry, whether I'm home all day or not.
Please join me in a virtual toast to Tanya Quinn. Jenny Ray Richard. After arriving at O'Connor Maloney as a young staff accountant, Jenny Ray has been a star player. She was instrumental in helping the firm transition to a digital client engagement software, and as audit manager, she oversees the largest and most challenging audit clients. Jenny Ray also played a key role in establishing the systems and controls that allowed O'Connor Maloney to earn the best audit report possible. She also finds time to volunteer on the board for Health Alliance Hospital Guild of Leominster and is a board member of Beacon of Hope, all while raising 2 sons with her husband. Now let's hear from Jenny Ray herself.
I just want to say thank you, that it's been such an honor to receive this award, such a positive thing during such an uncertain time. So I just wanted to say thank you. Something that one of the questions that have come up is who's the most influential person to me in my life thus far? And I would have to say it's my grandfather. He has been gone for about 10 years now, but he was amazing growing up next door to him. He built a business, very successful, able to pass it on to generations to come. And, you know, I learned so much from him regarding work ethic and family values that, you know, I'll definitely hold that dear to my heart forever. And I also hope to pass it along to my children someday.
Please give it up for Jenny Ray Richard. Johan Romero Luna. When Johan Romero Luna and his family arrived in the U.S. in 2010 after working at an army hospital and completing his business degree in the Dominican Republic, Johan landed a job as a personal banker at Sovereign Bank, and he hasn't looked back. Today, he's an assistant vice president and area manager for Workers Credit Union. Early this year, he opened the firm's first branch in Worcester and was also instrumental in developing Workers' Way, a new guide highlighting the credit union's mission. Johan also taught educational seminars on elder financial abuse and worked with Save for America. And now, let's hear from Johan.
First, I want to thank everyone for such an honor. I'm really humble of being part of this year's selection of the 40 Under 40. Thanks to my family, my credit union, Workers Credit Union, which nominated me, and also special thank you to the Worcester Business Journal for selecting me in this incredible group of individuals for this year. As I have grown in my career, I have discovered that patience is to be one of my strengths right now, and how I have learned to use it as part of my day-to-day life, and especially when I'm trying to coach the persons in the people in my team.
Please join me with a big cheer for Johan Romero Luna. Dave Ryan. By the time Dave Ryan was 25, he was the corporate controller of a $50 million manufacturing company, Superior Cake Products. The business accomplishments of this young serial entrepreneur are impressive, but he can't be getting much sleep. He's grown United Medical Waste in Sutton from a startup to a multi-million-dollar company in 5 years. Recently, he opened a hair salon with his wife in Whitensville and acquired a growing gymnastics facility in Millbury. In addition to his many businesses and young family, Dave volunteers as a gymnastics coach and mentors incoming college students at Nichols, his alma mater. Now let's hear from Dave himself.
Hello, everybody. It's an honor and a privilege to be nominated this year for the 40 under 40 with the infamous class of 2020. I appreciate the nomination and thank you, WBJ, for the nomination. What motivates me, essentially, aside from the standard, my kids, my wife, my kids, et cetera, I think the biggest driving force for me is knowing that we all have a time limit here on Earth. Eventually, life is precious and we all have a limited amount of time, whether it's 100 years or 200 years, or, optimistically speaking, eventually we're not going to be here. So we need to do the most we can. We have an obligation to ourselves to make the most of the time that we have in life.
A true entrepreneur who knows the value of hard work. Let's give it up for Dave Ryan. Brian Sawyer. Brian Sawyer became the general manager of his family's Bull Run restaurant in 2009, undertaking its rebuilding and reinvention coming out of the Great Recession. For the last 10 years, he has helped lead renovations, improvements, and growth at Bull Run, resulting in increasing annual revenues from the $800,000 range to a $4 million operation. Not an easy accomplishment at a legendary 75-year-old institution. Brian's innovative approach and adaptability had him as prepared to handle this pandemic as anyone in his industry. He also gives back to the community through the business, is a Shirley Selectman, and active in the Ayer Rotary Club. Now let's hear from Brian.
I just want to say thank you to the Worcester Business Journal for recognizing me for the 40 under 40, and that I'm very proud to be part of such a talented group. The one thing that I've learned about myself during this pandemic is that I, like many people, have the ability to evolve and adapt.
And now let's hear the drum roll, please, and a big welcome on stage to Brian Sawyer. Stephen Schimmel. Stephen Schimmel's 27th birthday was marked by becoming the youngest executive director of the Jewish Federation's 148 offices. He spent 6 years at the Jewish Federation across 3 different branches in New Jersey, and then the last 4 leading the Central Mass office. Stephen has overseen a $400,000 campaign to refurbish 3 Jewish cemeteries in Central Mass, as well as increased annual donations by 10%. The work of the last few months has been committed to making sure key local organizations that he's responsible for have the resources that they need to serve their communities during COVID. Now let's hear from Stephen himself.
I'm so grateful for this award and happy to be part of the 2020 40 under 40 class. What a great group of leaders, and I'm inspired and just so proud of this honor. Thank you so very much to all of the people who helped make this possible. What motivates me is the idea of legacy. What is the world, the society that I will leave behind? I think that it's important that each of us as leaders takes an opportunity to look at the world around us, find the areas that we think need help, need support, and need to be changed, and to affect that change, to be change agents in the world and to leave the world a better place than we found it. That's more than just the notion of legacy in the sense of what will the world look like when I'm gone. It's something that we can do now and should be focused on in both the short term and long term, whether we're leaders or whether we're people, any people in society, all of us should be working on that, I think.
Please join me in a high five salute to Stephen Schimmel. Zhu Shen. As Vice President at Massachusetts Biomedical Initiatives, otherwise known as MBI, Zhu Shen is able to leverage his expertise in immunology and biochemistry to help client companies make a profound impact. Zhu has not only worked to expand MBI's facilities, including the new Bryden Street location, but also works closely with MBI's family of companies to advance their ability in combating disease by not only helping them with the science, but also the business side of raising money and running a company. His work also includes the development of a novel therapeutic helping pancreatic and lung cancer, as well as rheumatoid arthritis patients cope with the toxic effects of chemotherapy. With all his endeavors, Zoo prioritizes helping others. Now, let's hear from Zoo.
I'm happy to be a part of this class, and I want to thank the Worcester Business Journal and the selection committee for choosing me as a 40 under 40 finalist and winner. The favorite part of my job is being able to help our tenant companies bring their treatments to the patients that need it the most. These treatments include those for pancreatic cancer, for rheumatoid arthritis. And as a scientist in training and in practice, it's something that I always envisioned being able to participate in.
Please join me in saluting a rising star, MBI's Zoo Shen. Grace Slawowski. Raised in Worcester's Main South neighborhood, Grace Slawowski has spent her professional life dedicated to the future of our youth and their accessibility to healthy, locally sourced food. And she knows what's newly ripe in the garden that needs picked today. Grace was previously the program coordinator for Youth Grow, a year-round program engaging low-income residents with urban farming, and is a co-founder of the Central Mass Youth Jobs Coalition. Today, she oversees all the Regional Environmental Council's programs and is a board member for Central Mass Grown. Her deep commitment to our community's youth, and a healthy diet continues to impact all those who she works with. Now let's hear from Grace herself.
I'm so grateful to be recognized for this year's 40 under 40 class, and really honored to be a part of this amazing cohort of people, and want to thank the folks in my life who nominated me. If I had to think of the most inspirational person or people in my life, at the risk of sounding cliche, I would definitely say my parents. My parents are both peace activists, and they're the co-founders of the St. Francis and Therese Catholic Worker, which is an emergency homeless shelter for single men and women. And they really embody the phrase, if you want peace, work for justice. And so I've seen them in the course of my life embody that work, from acts of civil disobedience to acts of washing the dishes. And I think both are equally important.
For her green thumb and dedication to the city's youth, let's give a big shout out for Grace Slawowski. Kimberly Sokol. Kim Sokol started her career as a successful occupational therapist and eventually became Easter Seal's leader of rehab and support services team of 110 people, other professionals that are all serving Central and Eastern Massachusetts. Kim's hand is not only in managing the team, but in fundraising efforts and innovations that grow the quality of their services. Her team impacts the lives of more than 10,000 people every year and has allowed the Rehabilitation Services Program to grow by 39% over the last 4 years of her leadership. Outside of work, she helps raise money for Parkinson's disease, setting a strong example for her 2 young daughters and all those around her of how to advocate for what you believe in. Now let's hear a bit from Kimberly.
Hi everyone, it's so great to be here, and I feel so honored to be able to receive the 40 Under 40 award. Thinking back in how I'm currently handling the pandemic, the first thing I've realized the most about myself is how important it is for me to have strong relationships with others. It's critical for me to be able to connect with my family, friends, and coworkers during these challenging times. I know the only way I've been able to cope with all the new stressors and challenges that we're all facing is by talking, laughing, and even probably more than my husband would like to admit, complaining about the way I get through all of this.
Please raise a glass for the wonderful Kimberly Sokol. And now, the last person on our list, she had to wait a long time, Amanda Theinert. A professor at Becker since 2012, Amanda Theinert has developed 15 new courses and taught more than 200 classes while continuing to build Becker's renowned video game design program, part of the Masters in Fine Arts program that she heads up at the school. Despite its relatively small size, the video game design program earned a 10th in the world ranking by the Princeton Review. She has also designed marketing strategies and recruitment events to encourage younger students, helping them find their own passions. And here's a fun fact. Last year, Amanda began selling handmade art and homemade decor made from natural materials and crystals. So now, let's hear a few words from Amanda.
Hello, I'm so happy to be part of this year's 40 Under 40 cohort. It's an honor to be recognized here with so many wonderful and talented individuals. So I've been asked to talk about what I'm passionate about, and I have a kind of diverse range of things that I'm passionate about, from game development to ancient world history to metaphysics and spirituality. But no matter what I'm studying, I always find that I'm most excited about sharing that knowledge with others. So I guess I'm really passionate about teaching and helping other people find their passions.
So please give it up for the amazing Amanda Feinert. Well, thank you to everyone for joining us this afternoon. We hope you've enjoyed this virtual ceremony, and hopefully one day soon we can all be together again to shake hands or exchange a high five or an elbow and toast everyone's success. Special thanks again to our presenting sponsors, Bay State Savings Bank and Nichols College, and our supporting sponsors, Bank of America and Carr Financial Group, and our AV partners, Revelation, for helping to produce this virtual event. And of course, let's close with a final congratulations to the 40 Under 40. And I'm gonna do so by cracking a beer from Redemption Rock Brewery. It's, where's the logo? There it is. It's a War Castle. It's a lovely IPA. And Redemption Rock, one of the co-founders, Danny Babineau, was a 40 Under 40 winner last year. So cheers to everyone. Have a great day. Congrats, class of 2020. Cheers.